Hi there, my name is Chris, and today I'm going to be talking to you about APIs, or Application Program Interfaces. Specifically, we're going to be talking about GraphQL APIs, which is a specific type of API that makes it very, very easy for people to explore the data that you have and to ask for exactly what they want versus a normal API, in which case you might need to make a large call to get a whole bunch of information. There's a great explainer video on exactly what APIs are. I'm going to put that in the description down below. So we're going to dive right in, and I'm going to look at a GraphQL API that I put together for Government of Canada pay systems. I know this might be boring to some people, but this is a really important, potentially foundational piece for a thing called government as a platform. And in government as a platform basically means that each part of government designs itself as a service for other parts to use, or potentially for private citizens or businesses to use. So rather than us having kind of data scattered throughout the entire organization of 300,000 people, we have services that are used by multiple people. We reduce duplication and we can be more effective overall. So we're going to have a look right now, and I'm going to turn away and we'll go to the playground for the GraphQL API. So this is what it looks like here. It's at gc-payscales.herokuapp.com. You can do a /GraphQL, but we're actually up here in a thing called the playground. So the playground basically lets you explore the data through an API. So we're going to dive right into it. And this is a pretty simple one, but you start off with quotes, and they're the curly bracket quotes. And from within there, you can actually explore, and you'll see on the screen, it'll actually show you what are the different commands that you can use to access, or fields that you can use to access the API. So here we're going to use a group field. Now a group has an identifier, and within the identifier we can then kind of pretty easily select the ones that we want. So EC is a pay group within the Government of Canada, and then this gives us something. So now if we are to go in and execute the query, we're going to get an error because group needs a section of subfields. So within a group, you can then go create another bracket and type in anything, and then you can have a look at, for example, what are the different pay scales within that group. And within there, say we're interested in the name, we're interested in the level, and we're interested in the number of steps within that group. We then submit that, and we get within the EC pay group the different pay scales for EC1, EC2, EC3, EC4, etc. So this basically lets us go through and we query the data that we want. Now, say we want to get something a little bit more detailed here. So instead of all of pay scales, we are looking for the pay scale for a level. This, again, if we hover over with our mouse, tells us that we need to have an argument for the level, which is an integer or a number. We don't have it yet, so we'll enter that. So we'll put level, and we want level 3. So now, when we submit the query, we get just the data for the EC3 position, but it does tell us the level we're looking at and the number of steps. But we can go a bit further here and say we want to get the rates of pay for that step. And I don't know if rates, I think rates of pay might just, and then we want the salary for step 1. And again, you can hover over any of these to get more information on them, to see what's going on. But this basically is going to go through and give us the rates of pay for salary. Now, one of the things about a rate of pay, and this is part of the agreements that we have in the Government of Canada, is that they come in force on a certain date. So here, as of 2017-06-22, the salary would be $63,428, but every year after that, roughly, that has been going up, and it's planned to go up until 2021-06-22. So this is one of the things that you can do. Now, again, this within rates of pay, it gives us a bit of information, so it's the rate of pay in a specific pay scale, but we can also go into the docs or the schema. So we can look at this and say, all right, I want to have a look at a group. I can see all of the different data components within the group, and this actually lets me choose what I want to ask for. So if I want to go for, say we're already looking at pay scales, so we're going to go into a pay scale, and we're looking at the rates of pay. What I actually want is the current rate of pay. So I don't care about the rate of pay in 2017, I care about the rate of pay right now. So I'll go in here. So I want current rates of pay, and I want that to work here. So instead of rates of pay, I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to put current rates of pay. And this is probably wants something from me, but salary, and let's do step 3. So we can hover over again if we want to double check this. Okay, no, that's good. So this is going to return the salary for an EC3 at step 3 at the current rate of pay. Now, maybe I want to compare that. So instead of the current rate of pay, I want to get the rate of pay for a date. And this takes a date. So instead, I want to see, so this is what it is today, but what if I want to see what the rate of pay is on 2020, and I know this because I've been playing with it for a bit, on the 23rd of June 2020. And then here, I want the salary again, and we're going to keep it at step 3. I submit the query, and you can see that as of, and here I can put the in force date because that's something that's important to me here. I can see that effective on June 22nd, 2020, the salary will go up to $71,508. So this is a very simple way you can explore the data. You've got documentation on it. You can ask for exactly what you want. And this was basically put together as a bit of a proof of concept. We've basically went through and scraped the Treasury Board websites. We pulled all the rates of pay down. Some of them are strange formatted, but this is an example of what we could do if we had the data in a central place that was accessible to everyone. And in terms of the actual potential here, imagine instead of dozens or hundreds of different teams or managers or administrators going to the website, copying and pasting the data, putting it in spreadsheets and using that for financial management of their teams. What if all of the data was always right? What if it came from a central source? What if it was managed appropriately and trusted, and anyone could access that one thing? And as things change there, you don't actually need to change this query. Instead, the current rate of pay will always be current, even if there's a new agreement in place that comes in and then has future dates. So you can always figure out what is the current, what is the projected rate of pay. So an API can actually serve as the backbone for mobile applications, websites, tables on websites, or any other number of things. So again, this is very much a proof of concept. I just wanted to do a quick video walkthrough to help people who might not understand or might not have seen a GraphQL API before, and I hope this was useful. If you have any comments, please hit me up on Twitter at Topherc, Toferc, or drop a comment down below. Thanks so much. Take care.